Seeker. Written by Suzana Thompson. Performed by Heather Firth. Chapter 47. The wedding night begins early for us. Once we arrive at our hotel and are alone in our room, there is no longer anything holding us back. Now that the moment is here, it's almost surreal to think that it's really going to happen, and that we won't have to stop ourselves. The passion that has been simmering between us today is still being held in check as we take off our shoes and glance around the room. There is a gorgeous view of the ocean and the beach outside the balcony door, but my eyes fix on the bed we'll be sharing. Silas comes to stand beside me. He leans close to whisper in my ear, 0 minutes. It sends a shiver of anticipation through me, and I turn toward him in expectation of a kiss. His gaze is so heated and intense that my pulse jumps at the sight of him. This is a side of him that I've never seen before, and it's startling to behold. He looks almost predatory, and a bit of trepidation is mingled with my excitement as I stare at him. His kiss is soft and unhurried, though, like he's savoring the taste of my lips. It deepens slowly as our passion intensifies. His hand tangles in my hair as our tongues tangle together. He gasps into my mouth when my hand touches his bare skin, where my fingers have pushed into the opening between the buttons of his shirt. It's not enough access for me, and I pull my hand out to yank a portion of his shirt out of his pants, so that my hand can slip beneath and touch more of his skin. He breaks our kiss completely and hisses like he's in pain when my hand splays across his stomach. He stands motionless with his eyes burning into mine, but his fierce expression makes me feel powerful now. I watch his face as I move my hand down under the waistband of his pants. His eyes close as he groans. I don't get far before his eyes snap open, and he unbuckles his belt and unzips his pants. My hand is left uncovered as the pants slip down. My boldness has turned to hesitation upon seeing his underwear revealed. The hidden heat of his arousal had been confined beneath 2 layers of clothing, but now it's close to being exposed to me, and I've lost my nerve to take the next step. I grasp his shirt in both hands instead and begin to pull it up. Silas takes over and quickly removes his shirt. I run a hand over his chest before moving in to kiss him again. His hands glide down my back and grasp my derriere to pull me flush against his body. My little gasp of surprise is followed by a low noise in the back of Silas's throat. He steps back, and his pants fall down to his ankles. After a slight struggle, he manages to kick them off. When he returns his attention to me, I know that he'll want to remove my clothes, too. "I want to see you," he tells me. I turn my back to him and take a deep breath. "Unzip me." I feel his proximity before he pulls open the zipper on my dress and slides the lace straps off my shoulders. The dress falls down and pools at my feet. Its plunging décolleté required me to wear a low-cut bra that barely covers my breasts and leaves a lot of cleavage exposed. "Beautiful," Silas murmurs over my shoulder. He reaches around to touch the cleavage spilling out over the top of my bra, and I lean back into him. His hands cup my breasts before moving down over the expanse of skin over my stomach. My breathing is becoming ragged as he reaches my white satin panties. His hand halts there right above my most intimate spot. "Mila," Silas says in a hoarse voice. I remember that he is a virgin too, and maybe he's hesitant about this as well. So I take the initiative and pull his hand down between my legs. It's easier for me to be so brazen while I'm feeling secure against his body. He keeps his hand still for a moment, while I feel his uneven breaths stirring wisps of my hair. Then my breath catches in my throat when he slides his hand up and slips it down into my panties. I gasp at the touch of his fingers there where no one has ever touched me. "Mila," he moans. I'm practically sagging against him as my shallow breathing seems to have made me lightheaded. I barely register the fact that he's pulling down my underwear until I feel them down around my ankles. His hand is back touching me between my legs, and it makes me moan this time. Silas turns me around to kiss me hungrily. I stumble back to the bed and disentangle my feet from my underwear as he backs me up until my legs make contact with the bed. He stops kissing me to focus on unhooking my bra, and then I'm naked before him. He stares at my body and reaches out to gently touch my left breast. His gaze moves up to my face, and his expression is the serious one I'm familiar with. "I love you, Mila," he tells me. My heart swells with a beautiful emotion at hearing him say those words in this moment. "I love you, Silas." He smiles and gives me a tender kiss. When he steps back, he pulls down his underwear and bends to push them down his legs and off his feet. Seeing him completely naked brings back my trepidation, but I lay down on the bed in preparation for what we're about to do. He climbs up between my legs and looks down at me. "You're beautiful," he says. I'm thinking that he is too as I gaze at the expression on his face. "You're mine," I tell him, conveying some of the emotion I'm feeling. Passion flares in his eyes in response to my words, and he proceeds to make love to me until our bodies are joined in the consummation of our marriage.